Hey guys, this is SF and welcome to Monster of the Week. This week, part number 2, Harley X. So, no Gravity Barrier, Strike Shot Reducer, same as the Ascension form, if I remember correctly. And then Gauge added on with is the no block. Strike Shot is about the same-ish, not really the same, but it is the same, like repeating explosion type, quote-unquote type. But she does get a speed down. I get a little bit more into it later on. But Flare for the bump, and then 8-way laser, basically a combination of her Ascension form in terms of bump combos. In terms of the 8-way laser, because it was crossing EX in the Ascension, and then just added on to the Flare. And bringing her into Mr. Traffic Demon. But yeah, the no block does really work really well, especially for these types of dungeons. But of course, the crappy part about her in general is the low speed, which doesn't work really well with her strike shot reducer. You know, you want to get as much, get as much reduction onto her strike shot as much as possible. So maybe you don't really have to put an able berry like the strike haste able berry on her. For the most part, you'll be able to get to the second gear by the end of the boss stage, which basically guarantees you a win, because she just does a lot. She has 50k attack. I'm not sure if she's the highest. I'm pretty sure there's one or two that's a little bit above her in terms of attack damage, but for a monster of her caliber, 50k is really crazy. And she also has okay speed. She has over 300 speed for a power type, and also 6k HP. So overall stats is really high, and it's a lot higher than normal Harley. And that's just me missing her strike shot reducer, which is not great. But as you can see, like, I'm already halfway done with her, with the first one, in terms of reducing her strike shot to the second gear. So it is really good. Flare is not that crazy strong, but it does paralyze. It does paralyze, and then the 8-way is not bad either, but she's not really there for mob clear. She's more about her strike shot, and I'm just trying to reduce as much as I can. Good thing Traffic Demon is 4 bars. Okay, let's reduce one more, there we go. And then her first gear will be done by then, by when it's her turn. But in terms of dungeons, like, is she like really good now? I think she's really good as a finisher. She doesn't require that much positioning, but is she like really OP for farming stuff? She's good for like clearing stuff, in my opinion. Like, if you want to get one clear, then it is always good. But if you really want to try like use her for farming and stuff like that, I wouldn't really recommend it, because you do have to focus on angles and where to shoot and stuff like that, and even positioning, because the strike shot does require some positioning. And first Harley, in terms of second gear, is done, and the second Harley first gear is done. If I get a good shot, that's not a good shot. That's nowhere near it. But I can try the second Harley for the damage. If I get a good weak point, not a bad weak point. Let's see the damage. Boom. 3.3 million. And most of the like Yomi Harley hit Yomi's bomb combo hardly hit the boss and Mr. Lady Lokujo or something. It's only Horizon Laser. I guess the Horizon did hit the boss a little bit, but still, it doesn't warrant like a 1 million on the weak 1 million damage on the boss. So for you people right there, even if you don't hit the weak spot, and usually you don't really need to hit the weak spot for her strike shot, it does 3 million damage, and I got it on the second bar of the boss. So it is pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. For people who want to know, it's not really like her normal ascended strike shot. Well, I mean her evolved strike shot where you just attacks and then explosion and then that's it. You can get multiple bounces, but her speed is really decreased. That the max you'll get is probably 2 or 3, and that's only if you have if you're right where the second, where this Harley is, and you get multiple bounces through the walls and stuff like that. So it is really hard to get 2 or 3, and I don't really think the overall, because it's a little bit different, because each bounce onto the weak spot is not really 3 million for people that don't really know, just because of the weak point stuff. So because weak point counts as an extra hitbox, so and her strike shot, Harley X's strike shot, does an explosion for every weak spot, every hit on a hitbox. So technically that's why there's 2 explosions there, one for the weak point, one for the normal thing. And I'm just gonna finish it off with this because this is crazy. See, that's 1 hit. That is 1 hit. But if you, of course, if that dude stayed alive, because if that dude stayed alive, then there'll be more hits coming in after. But since the game kind of registers per hit when it goes down to 0, it stops. All other damage stops. It goes to 1.3 million. But if she has 2-3 million HP, or it has 2-3 million HP, then of course you'll see that 3 million right off the bat. But like I said, the animation, the inner details of it is really deep. But basically, all you gotta really know about Harley X is if you hit the weak spot with her strike shot on the second gear, it is 3 million damage into her face, and that is really OP. You do have to position a little bit. That's why it's a little bit not as great as some people. Some people might want to bring Seiya, Kurama, but their collaboration dungeons. But any players, this is probably the first normal non-collaboration, non-limited monster that can do 3 million off the bat, very easily. Very easily from a very short distance. Of course, there are some stuff like Kappa and all that stuff, but those are really specific. But that's pretty much it for me. I hope you guys like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.